before learning varial heel flips, you need to have a good frontside shove it. One where you'll land in the same place you started. You need to be able to scoop the tail way out so that the board doesn't drift at all. Because with a varial heel flip, the board will drift a lot more. So you need to be able to take that for granted so you can put in the extra effort when you need to. Now the foot position for me is about like this. I put my front foot about right here with my toes hanging off enough where they can sort of curl over the edge. My heel flip position is about here, so I just do that. That's mostly personal preference. Just try to move your foot in more and out a little bit, but that varies from person to person. Back foot, I put it about here. If you can do frontside 360 shove-its, put it in that foot position. Some people do about here, some people do it like that. So try both those and figure out which one works for you. Now the trick itself, it works by you pop the tail way out, and the flick, the part where you flick is very important. If you flick too far forward, kind of like you're doing a straight heel flip, the board probably won't flip enough. If you flip too far out, like you're doing a tray flip and you go straight out ahead of you, what will happen is the board will start to spin, and then you flip like that and it stops spinning. It'll flip and it'll land like this. And you might think that you need to scoop it more, but it's actually your front foot. So that's something to keep your eye out for. You need to find the right angle. For me, it's about right here, not too far forward, not too far out, but like right there. And if you have the foot in the right place, which is something you need to experiment with. When I first started trying them, I would have my foot tilted in some, and that helped. Now it's about like that. But you need to be able to do the flip without really thinking about it, because the hardest part about the trick, for me at least, is in the back foot. You scoop the tail out a lot, and you scoop it so hard that your foot's way out here. And the main problem that I've had with this trick is I would scoop the tail out, and then I didn't have enough time to bring it back to the board, and I land right here. And there are a couple different things you could try. The first thing I tried was to try to just go not quite as far. I'd pop faster and then pull it back. Like, I wouldn't really follow through on the scoop, and that wouldn't work because although I could get my foot back in time, the board wouldn't spin enough. So the solution that worked for me is pretty tough to get used to, but you have to scoop out and then pull your foot way up and bring it back. And that's not really difficult with some tricks, like with a tray flip. You know, you scoop the tail out and you have to pull your foot up. But with this one, you pop your foot forward so your leg is straight, and it feels weird to pull it up and bend it again. So it takes some practice, and that's why you really need to be able to do the flick pretty easily, because I had to put most of my focus on that foot. Now, one thing that some people do, which I can't, but I'm gonna explain it anyway, is to use your front foot to help spin the board. So you'd pop it with this foot and the board would only land about there, but you start to flick out and you pull it with you. And if that's definitely worth a try. If you can get that to work, you'll be able to do this trick with a lot less effort. And that's why there are a lot of people who try to learn this trick for a switch. Because my theory, I don't know if this is completely right, but if you skate with your dominant foot in the back, if you skate switch, it's in front. So, you know, I'm right-footed, so if I'm skating switch, it feels more natural to keep weight over it and pull it around. So it's worth a try. Switch, definitely. But for me, when I tried to learn them, I could do them pretty equally both ways, so I decided to stick with them regular. So this trick takes some practice. Depending on the surface you have, it might change some. I know I skated like a slick parking lot one time, and I just sort of popped it out some. But here on this rough stuff, you really need to throw it out and pull it up around like that. So keep practicing. This one can take a while, and good luck with them.